Hello, this is Susan Finch, and I ran across this task for a client, and I thought it'd be really helpful to share it with you. A lot of you still use PowerPoint, a lot of us do. It's an easy way for people to create eye-catching graphics and things, as well as make eye-catching presentations, as long as we don't overdo all the features and things. But when you want to convert a PowerPoint presentation to video, okay, one more way to use a great piece of content. I want you to know there's some easy ways to do it without losing all the quality of these high-res images that you've purchased properly through stock photo companies and licensing agreements and things. So let's start with that first. You aren't going to use free photos, right? You want to make sure you have a license and a purchase agreement with each one so nobody comes back to get you later. So free isn't good when it comes to photos for your business presentations and marketing materials. I don't care if you pay $1, but you got to pay something. Sign up with Adobe Stock or whatever you're comfortable with. So let's go ahead and do this. Here's a PowerPoint that I created for a client. We're doing a webinar. I'm actually doing the voiceover for him. So he's written the script, and that's in the notes and things. We've selected the images. We position them. We've purchased them. We have this. Great. Now I want to create video. So a lot of you think, well, PowerPoint, hey, you can just export all the JPEGs. Up here, you can go under here. File, and save as, and wherever you want to put it. Okay, fine. But I can choose to say I want to save them as JPEGs, like this. And I can save it, and it's going to say which slides. All slides or just one. Okay, stop right there, folks. When you do this, your images will be so low res. It's going to look really poopy on a video, especially if it's a video that's going to be on a full screen or a big screen as a presentation. So cancel that. Go back. Instead, I want you to save it as a PDF. You can either print to PDF or save as PDF. I find a mixed bag of results. When I saved as PDF, some of my slides had lines going through them for absolutely no reason. Extra textures were added. It didn't look so great. When I print it to PDF, this is good. Check your printer properties. Make sure you select high quality print, and make sure you're going landscape. That's the across way. High quality print. Here we go. All the document information. Say OK. The next thing it's going to ask me is where I'm going to want to save it. So I'm going to say print. I'm going to save it into my folder. It's the same name, doesn't really matter. And now it's exporting in all high res, so it takes a little bit longer, as you can see. It's only 21 or 22 pages, but it's taking a little bit longer because it is high res. This is ideal, though. This is what we want. We want it to be crisp. So here's my resulting PDF. It's nice and crisp. Everything's there. Everything that he wants. Whoa, except that. What happened there? We have a lot of texture that I didn't count on, and that will come across in our images. So let's try that again. All right, so let's export this properly. I found when I print to PDF, I end up with a lot of lines and things going across, or texture changes, or it just doesn't look as good. But if you export as a PDF XPS, that's the better layout. Watch. I'm going to save over mine. And this time I won't have all those little lines that we just saw on that one image. Now I got to open it. Hold on, let me open. I'm going to open that one. I saved over the old one that had the lines. Well, let's get to where the lines were. Okay, nice and clean now. No textures and weird things. So that's the way that you should do that. Okay, so that's step 1 or step 3 or whatever. Now we're going to get over into Photoshop. Hold on. Now I'm assuming that you're using Photoshop. A lot of people don't have it. I'm sorry if you don't, but it's what I rely on quite heavily because it gives me so many options. And it's going to ask me which slides I want to open into JPEGs. And so you can click on it, scroll down to the bottom, click on the last one, and it'll select them all. You want to make sure that your resolution is 300, RGB color, because sometimes it'll default to grayscale or do other things. Don't worry about that. But that's what you want out of those. And say, OK. Now it's going to convert them all into high-res workable images in Photoshop from the PDF file. It'll open every slide as a single image that I can go and edit. So like this, I want to save this now as a high-res JPEG. So I'm going to do Save As. I'm going to go into the folder where it is, select JPEG, Save As, and then I'm just saving over what I did earlier, and it'll work out fine. So there it is, number 1, save. Replace it, sure. But let's go look at a couple of those sketchy ones in just a moment. So save as maximum 12. Okay. You don't need to keep this anymore. You still have your PDF if you ever had to go back and redo something. So I'm just going to close some of these. I want to actually get to one of the ones that we were concerned about. So this one. That's one of the ones that had some texture in there as well. Again, File, Save As. Save it as a JPEG. It's this guy. For me, I'm replacing it, so that's fine. Maximum. Okay. Now we're ready to import it into our timeline. Let's assume we got them all done. Okay, fine. Let's move Photoshop and move on to Camtasia. I've opened a new project in Camtasia, and I'm going to go ahead and import the media. I'm going back to that folder, DB Strength, and I'm going to find all my slides, DB 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See how I named them in order? Makes it a lot easier for me, and it's a shorter name. And grab all those and put them in there. So let's see what one of them looks like on here. It will also help us with our size. And you can see when I zoom in on it, it's a nice high-res crisp image, all the details that I paid for. So I'm very happy to see that. At this point, I'm going to put all my slides down in the timeline in order, and then I'm going to do the voiceover because I have the script in the notes of the PowerPoint. It's going to make it a lot tighter and easier to edit the timing as well when you do it as a voiceover, because then you drop your audio file in first and make the slides fit after, so it fits all your timing. I'll show you an old timeline I did for him. In this timeline, you can see all the slides that I did for this presentation. But the voiceover file I did all in one swoop, so it'd be nice and smooth. And I edited it as I needed to maybe chop out extra spacing, hiccups, coughs, dog barking, etc. Once I was pleased with that timeline, then I dropped the slides in to fit what I was saying that matched with each slide. Exported it and all done. Nice high-res video that you can use in blog posts, podcasts. You can use it on YouTube. You can export audio only if you want. You can use it as a webinar that people pay for or sign up for. So many ways you can use one beautiful article turned into a PowerPoint, turned into a video. So I hope that was helpful and gave you some new ideas. If you get stuck, hey, let me know. I do this kind of stuff all the time and really enjoy it. Best of luck to you. Thank you so much for stopping by.